Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever in the world you are from. How we doing, guys? I hope the audio and everything's okay. I've been trying to tweak the music settings so it's not too loud, covering my voice. So hope everything's cool. Hope you guys are doing great. Today we're going to be covering Omen. I know you guys have been asking this for a little bit. I know it's been a little bit delayed, but finally here we are, the Omen guide that you guys have all been asking for. I'm going to do my best to cover the character. And I do think that, especially since they kind of buffed him, he's actually really strong. So it should be really cool. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. I'm going to go to a practice range and we're going to just kind of cover some of his basic abilities and how to use them for now. When will you make a breach guide? Me personally, I can't say, but I'll make a breach guide whenever I unlock him. I'm in the process of going through his contracts. I have 3 characters so far. I have Reyna, Raze, and Omen. So until I can unlock the actual character, then I'll actually make a guide on him. Alrighty. When will you guys do a Sage guide? Actually, I think we've already done a few Sage guides. I know that I think Bumpa covered Sage in one of his previous videos, in one of his live courses. And I think there's already a video on the ProGuides Valorant tips, tricks, and guides YouTube channel. If you click below and look at our previous videos, I'm pretty sure there already was a Sage video, so you can check those out. Hello, Bazooki. How you doing, bro? Where am I from? I'm Chinese. I live on the east coast of Maryland. I was born here. Can you do an aggressive play with Omen? Absolutely, I can. I will show you guys some examples of aggressive plays that could work, but first, I'm just going to cover some of his basic abilities. All right. So, Omen is a character that's kind of interesting because he has refreshable smokes, which makes him really good. Because if you're playing Brimstone, you only get 3 smokes per round, right? You get 3 smokes per round and they don't recharge. So after you use 3, they're done. But Omen, what he can do is he can throw 1 smoke and it goes on a 35-second cooldown and you have 2 charges. So you can store charges. So potentially throughout a round, if there's a bomb plant and stuff, you can throw up to 4 smokes, I think. Roughly 3 or 4 smokes. Which is pretty good. So, if you guys aren't aware, there's a new smoking UI where you can kind of see visually in a 3D kind of way where the smoke actually goes, or you could just if you press R, it switches back to the old school mode where you can just have it the old way.
Going out.
The smoke lasts for exactly 15 seconds, which is the exact same as Brimstone. So Brimstone smokes last for I think 14 or 15 seconds, and Omen smokes last for 14 or 15 seconds, right? So it's the exact same. If anything, they're almost interchangeable. But the good thing about Omen smokes is that you can choose to put them a little bit higher on the ground. Omen smokes sit a little higher than Brimstone smokes do. So there's less of a chance of there being a one-way shoulder peek if you do it correctly, unless you decide to aim the smoke further down like this.
Cover going out.
So you can adjust the height of your smoke depending on how high or low you aim in the ground. So if you want to completely cover off an area, then you want to aim it relatively high and let the smoke fall in for max distance,
Shadows
so.
traveling.
So you see there that it sits way above the halfway point. So the halfway point of the smoke is roughly around there. If you aim it high, it actually covers way more space. But if you want to have your smoke, if you want to peek over your smoke, then you can choose to intentionally aim it much lower,
Cover going out.
like so. And in certain parts of the map, I'll have to actually give you an example once we get onto the map. But on certain parts of the map, this gives you an interesting one-way angle where if you stand on high ground like here, you can actually see somebody playing on the other side on certain parts of the map. But those are the kind of tricky plays that you can make with Omen, right? And then his Q received the buff recently where the range is much larger. So His Q is Paranoia, which is basically a blind, or actually, pardon me, it's a near sight. So instead of fully blinding you like Phoenix or Breach does, this ability basically, when you get hit by this ability, you can only see people that are, I don't remember how many meters in front of you, but it's really close. I think it's either 5 or 10 meters nearby. And the range is pretty large. You can see it on the mini map, but there's no mini map in the practice range. So if I were to throw this, it blinds literally every single one of these bots. Every single one of them is blind.
Stealing sight.
So without fail, all of these bots are hit by this. So the area is very large. So you can get really aggressive. You can clear out large areas with this and push in with it. I think the near sight lasts for around like 2 seconds. Let's see.
Sight.
1, 2. Yeah, roughly around like 2.5 seconds. A 2.5 second near sight. So it's pretty strong. Is there a way to counter the near sight? There really isn't, unless you play a close angle, which is kind of suicidal. But like, if I were like, also you have to be aware that the near sight can hit your allies, right? So Reyna blind can't blind your allies. Breach flashes can hit your allies. Phoenix flashes can hit your allies, and Omen flashes can also hit your teammates. So you got to be careful about this. If there's anybody in front of you, you're gonna hit them, and they're not gonna be able to see a damn thing.
Blinding.
Yes, so this ability goes through all walls.
Stealing sight.
Without fail. It goes through, it travels through everything. But there is a certain range to it, right? And his C ability is the teleport that you guys all see. So this allows for really tricky, interesting plays. Because the cool thing about Omen teleport is that when you teleport, it initiates a sound cue, but the sound cue fires from where you start the teleport. So if I was on, if for example, if there was a player right here, right, if there was a guy standing right here and I initiate my teleport, he would hear the teleport on the right side of his screen. So he would be, the sound cue would come through here, but he doesn't know where I end up. So I could teleport in the same spot. I could teleport exactly in the same spot. I could teleport all the way over there, and he wouldn't know where I go. He would just know that he would know where I started my teleport from. So that allows a lot of sneaky plays. If you're playing on CT side or T side, you can get onto unexpected angles on high ground with an op and hold like different angles so people don't expect you, and these will work like one or like a few times, you know. So you can get into like tricky angles with your teleport, or you can go for like aggressive plays in your smoke. So something I see a lot of people do is like they'll throw a smoke
going out,
or that, maybe that's not a good example. Like people will like throw a smoke over here, and then they'll like come up to it, and then they'll just TP like outside of your smoke like this, and then you'll end up being behind like a defender or something that's like looking at the smoke. And that's not guaranteed to work. That's very situational. Teleport does not go through walls, unless I guess you could technically cue it from around the wall like this. It doesn't go directly through walls because there's a line of sight, but if you fire it like this, if you decide to jump to the left, if you do this, okay, not the best example. I think if I go like that, I can like kind of like teleport around the wall, like kind of, but no, it's line of sight. And then also another thing I see, so his ultimate allows you to teleport anywhere on the map, right? So the problem that I see with this, the biggest mistake that I see is that an Omen player will try to teleport into the enemy spawn at the start of the map. Like the round starts, boom, and then someone tries to Omen teleport into the enemy spawn. There's a few reasons why that's a terrible idea. The first is that if you do it at the beginning of the round, the enemy team isn't really losing anything by sending people to run out and like clear you out. Because if the enemy team, here's the thing, right? Think about how many times you've played against an Omen and they'll use their ultimate. Where do you think they go? The first immediate thought that goes into your head is that he's probably in spawn. Right, that's the first thought you think, is that he's possibly in spawn. If he's not there, then he's probably at the back of a bomb site.
Make the right choice, even if it calls for sacrifice. My ultimate is ready.
They nerfed Sage again? Yeah, they did. She was just like really, she still like is like really dominant in competitive play. Like she's just on every team without fail. But without further ado, so if we're playing, like, I'll give you a few examples of how to play Omen on offense or how to play defense and stuff, right? Like if you're holding middle as a CT, if you're holding middle as a CT over here, like the spawn doors go down, you can smoke immediately pretty much off the rip. That's the wrong button. But you can smoke off B connector, because if you're holding middle, the two most common spots for people to push out of are top mid right here and then B connector, which is over here. So 2 spots. And conveniently, you also start the round at 2 smokes. So you can choose to smoke one of these off, like so, and then you can immediately smoke off the second one,
Cover going out.
top mid, and you can choose to like take mid control like so, right? Because both of these are smoked off, and these are actually more effective than Brimstone smokes because they're larger. If I was playing Brimstone and I smoked the same thing, more likely there would be a small like headshot angle over here where you can peek over, just because of the nature of like Brimstone smokes, right? So Omen smokes are actually, I think Omen smokes are better than Brimstone smokes because they're also rechargeable. But the hard thing is that they're a little difficult to aim on the fly because of the way that the UI works. It's a little hard to aim kind of like on the fly, as opposed to Brimstone. You literally like jump out, you pull out your little iPad and you press something on the map and you can throw it down, right? But like for Omen, you have to like manually like maneuver these into place, and like in the heat of the moment, there's a high chance that you're gonna like, you could potentially mess these up, right? Like for example, this one I missed on purpose, and there's a huge gap over here. So definitely you want to be patient with your smokes, and you want to make sure they're lined up properly. So that's one downside, is that it's hard to do on the fly unless you play like a lot of Omen, right? But using these smokes, you can get aggressive, or you can just choose to smoke out like major kind of choke points, right? So if you're holding B main, then you can just choose to kind of smoke off the entire middle side of B main to kind of dissuade an entire push, right? This smokes off the entire corridor, probably nobody here, right? And then this is a situation where you could use your blind to kind of coordinate a push, because look, if this is smoked off, the only place where people could possibly stand are 1, in the smoke, or 2, they're gonna be back here, maybe holding like this angle, or maybe over here, or possibly behind this box, like directly behind the box, on top of the box, like holding some kind of weird angle for the smoke, right? Just in case the CT side decides to get aggressive. So if you want to coordinate a push with their teammates, what you could do is you could smoke this entire lane off. And then if you look at the mini map, right? If I blind through this wall, it's actually bigger. It's bigger and further than the entire corridor itself. So if I throw a blind, every single person in this hallway, all the way back to like this little booth over here, all the way back to ticket booth, this entire hallway is going to be nearsighted. So if you want to coordinate with your teammates, be like, hey guys, like push this, I'm going to blind it, then it's a really powerful play, right? But alternatively, you could also do it yourself. It's just a little less effective, because what you need to do is, if you look at the angle that I'm throwing this, people on my right will not be blinded. You can clear them manually, but it's just a little bit riskier. So if I were to decide to flash through this and then swing and clear right, and then kind of push out, see what's up, and then go back, or push all the way through, totally an option, right? But here's where you can get really tricky as Omen, right? You can get these really cheeky plays that kind of work a few times. These aren't things that you should try multiple times, but stuff like this, right? So I'm gonna smoke off the end of B main, and what can I do? I can TP on top of this ticket booth and see if I can catch anyone off guard, right? Like this is such a strong like potential play that could work, because like I said, you can hear where the Omen TP is queuing up from, but you can't tell where they're gonna end up. So is it risky? Yes, absolutely. What if there's 5 people back here waiting for you to do something stupid? But these are things, like I said, these are cheeky plays that work like once or twice in a game, right? You do this once, you get like 2 or 3 kills, and it probably won't work again. Is Omen beginner friendly? From 1 to 10, 1 being like super easy, like 1 in my mind is probably Brimstone, and then a 10 would be, I think, A 10 would probably be breach. I think Omen would be somewhere in the middle, like a 5 or a 6. Something like that. What legend should I get next, Omen or Cypher? It depends on your playstyle. Omen's kind of like neutral, like on a 1 to 10, like 1 being like very defender heavy, like a Cypher, and 10 being very attack heavy, like a Breach or a Reyna. Omen would probably be like a 5, like just right in the middle. But a Cypher would be like a 2, so like very defender heavy. So it depends on your play style. So in the same way that you can push B main like that, you can also do the same thing on A. Like you can do different plays. You just have to get creative, right? So if I smoke this off at the beginning of the round, I can pretty much walk all the way up here, right? And then if you look at my blinds, like my blind literally covers this entire pathway, right? So if I fire this, everybody here is blind. Every single person that's standing in this hallway thing is completely blind. So I could swing through it, or this is what's really great, right? If I wanted to smoke this off right here, I'll smoke it kind of narrow. So I'll smoke this. I will blind the entire hallway, and then I can TP up to high ground, right? Boom, bang, bop. Stuff like this, right? You can TP on top of a lot of ledges on Ascent. That makes them really strong.
Cover going out. Can't go.
Stuff like this, right? You can get on high ground. And if there's nobody here, then what can you do? You can push through. You can just go all the way through and see what's up. And then you can also like fake people out. It's especially strong on maps like Bind, where you can like fake teleport and stuff. And then, but here's the thing with ulti, right? So if you're attacking, you want to smoke off choke points where you want to take space, right? So if I'm attacking on T side, right, I can smoke off this little archway. I can smoke off short cat like this. So it's completely safe for my teammates to kind of run up and over here and like take space. So this is a bad smoke. You see this? This is an example of a bad smoke. This is what you don't want to do, because what am I doing if I'm a defender? I can peek through this gap. So what I keep saying about Omen is that you want to make sure, you want to take the time to make sure your smoke is okay.
Cover going out.
When you go into the other world, you're invisible, or is there a slight trace? No, when you press this UI, you're still completely visible. There's no like invincible thing. It's just a visual for you. You are completely visible when you're in the smoke menu. So you don't want to be in the open. So you want to make sure you're in cover, because you're completely exposed. Will you choose Viper or Omen in tournaments? Probably Omen over Viper. It depends. It's very situational. There's certain maps where my team plays Viper. Like we play Viper on Split and sometimes on Bind. It depends. So Omen's ultimate is 7 charges, and what you can do with it is that you can teleport anywhere on the map. So from anywhere on the map, you can teleport anywhere on the map. So pretty strong, but also pretty predictable, because if you decide to go on a solo suicide mission in the enemy spawn,
my ultimate is ready.
If you decide to teleport into the enemy spawn, right? If like 3 people run at you from like, if someone from A side and B side decide to come fight you, then like what can you do against people like clearing you out, right? You're basically stuck in a 1v3 or like a 1v whatever. It's very risky. Not to mention that it's very predictable, right? Because people, like some people like to do this. They did the ulti like in early beta where people didn't really know what it was, but now like nowadays people are kind of used to it. So if you decide to teleport like in a suicide mission 1v5 in enemy spawn, it's not going to work out too well for you. Omen smokes are open for the enemy, yes. For enemies and allies, the Omen smokes are completely open on the inside. Completely open. So enemies can be sitting inside here too, just chilling. So you want to keep that in mind. But some interesting plays that you can do is like, the thing with Omen is that now his ulti requires coordination. So usually if your team decides to hit B, then you want to teleport somewhere on B. And now that you can cancel it, so look, if I wanted to teleport to the middle of B side like this, right? If I wanted to do just like on top of this box, if I press X again, I can cancel it. So if I wanted to just teleport on top of this box and check site, and I see that there's nobody on site, there's nobody close by, I could cancel it, or I can decide to go, right? If there's nobody here, I can decide to take it. Or if there's nobody here, I can, or if I see somebody and they shoot me, or they don't shoot me and they try to kill me after my ulti like activates, then I can just cancel it, right, to be safe. But like if your team is hitting B, right, just for an example, just to give your enemies more things to think about, because if there's multiple people coming in from this angle, like if your entire team is coming through B main, right, there's 5 people coming here, and I smoke market off, and I smoke CT off like this. If I decide to teleport into boathouse, into like the back of B, right? If I go here, this is one more thing for the enemies to worry about while my teammates are 4-manning through B main, right? If I come here, I make the enemy team have to worry about me, as like in addition to the 4 people that are running out of B main, right? So very effective if you coordinate with your team. And generally speaking, I would only use Omen ulti when you have your team like behind you to point like the same to hit like the same site. If you cancel it again, if you cancel it, can you really use it again, or do you have to earn ult points? No, so if you cancel it, that counts as an ult usage, so it brings you down to 0. I'm just currently in like cheats enabled mode where I have infinite abilities. So look, if I wanted to TP and I cancel it, it consumes my ultimate.
My ultimate is ready.
But there's things that are like really things like this have worked against me personally, where if for example, right, if I get smoked off, if I'm playing Omen and I get smoked off mid, what I've seen some players do is that they just teleport over here where they can get behind like a certain angle, like if B main is smoked off as well, I can decide to make an aggressive teleport play behind this smoke, and I can hold this angle, and then people top mid won't be expecting me either. So I can get really aggressive with my teleport and stuff. If I wanted to, if I wanted to smoke off cat like this, and I wanted to get aggressive, I could TP on top of this and like clear this angle. I could check this out. If mid is smoked off like this,
Cover going out.
I could teleport on top of this box and I could peek this. Right, there's I think Ascent is pretty good for Omen because there's a lot of angles you can like kind of peek. I can hold cat from here. I could bunny hop on top. I could strafe jump on top of this box and get up here. Yeah, I agree with David. I think definitely having map knowledge is very beneficial to playing Omen, because knowing when to go where and like what major choke points to smoke off to make sure that your push is going to be as successful as possible.
Cover going out.
Like so. So now I've smoked off heaven, I smoked off this, so the only people I have to fight are people that wide swing through the smoke and people on site. When is rank coming out? Nobody knows. Riot hasn't made any announcements yet. Is going through smoke as disadvantageous as it is in CS? It's very situational. I think we live in a day and age where Stewie 2K has popularized the run through smoke strat so much that I think people just expect it now. But it definitely still works from time to time. And also you cannot ulti under heaven. You have to click like just on the edge.
My ultimate is ready.
You have to click like just on the edge, and you don't even end up completely under heaven. You end up like right here, because what happens if I try to click the spot where under heaven is? I end up on heaven like this. So I need to make sure I ulti like just on the line, like right here.
My ultimate is ready.
And I have to like walk under heaven after that. Do I think that Reyna is OP? I do not. I think she's pretty balanced. Like even if you're very skilled with her, she's easily counterable at high levels. Have I made a video focusing on economy? I have not. That is something that I do want to cover though. Although I think that would be better for like a short clip as opposed to like a whole video. So essentially what you want to be doing as Omen is you always want to be choking out their line of sight. You always want to be taking space. So if I want to take, if I'm attacking, you know, like I said, I want to be throwing these smokes out. So we can take space mid, right? I want to get aggressive. I want to try to go for like a weird play. I can leave this open and go for this, like, this angle right here. Or if both are smoked off, I can go for a TP play. I can check these close angles. I can make opportunities for my team and for myself, right? So you want to be very like self-sufficient kind of. It's not like a Brimstone where you're very team reliant, because Brimstone doesn't have as much individual playmaking potential. Like Brimstone is very team reliant, as opposed to Omen. You get a little more freedom in your like choice to kind of like make plays and do weird kind of cheeky things. For pistol eco rounds, util versus ghost, it depends on who you're playing. If you're playing like Raze, I would say util. If you're playing Brim, I would say like buy a ghost, because like get like a ghost and smokes. I'm gonna play a game. Yeah, we're gonna do 2 Vero games. We're gonna do 2 Vero games in like a few minutes. So real quick, we can also cover bind, just real quick. What specs can handle Valorant without any lag or freezing? I'm not sure. As far as I'm aware, I think Valorant is pretty low spec. But I'm not too computer savvy, so I couldn't tell you for sure. I started using Omen yesterday and slowly started to learn the map in between rounds and became easier to use. Yeah, definitely having map knowledge is super important. Viper is only good for bind? That is not true. Viper is good on a lot of maps. She's strong on split. I think split is probably her strongest map.
My ultimate is ready.
What is the longest possible range to use Omen's teleport? Not very far. I think this is around like 10 meters if I had to guess. 5 or 10 meters. Probably 10 meters. What's the best play for Omen? Flank / sneaky play or aggressive? Pretty... I think like sneaky aggressive is how I'd put it. That's probably more effective, right? Also, if you guys didn't know, you can fake TP as Omen. So if you jump through backwards, like if you're in the air while you cast, you keep momentum while teleporting. So if you jump backwards and cue your teleport, you can kind of fake the smoke. And what you can do is, if the enemy team hears you smoke, what you can do is you can kind of like throw a smoke here, middle, to kind of make them think that you're still in TP, right? If I throw this here, they think I'm in TP, maybe trying to get out, but in reality, I'm not.
Watch them run.
So on bind, you can do these like sneaky plays, right? You can do like a fake TP. You can fake TP once and you can TP real like the second time, stuff like that. Real cheeky. Where do you want to teleport? It's very situational. Ideally, you want to get to somewhere where there probably isn't a CT. So if you're attacking on the A side, I would say I would want to try to ulti into heaven, probably in this corner. This is like so common, right? Like this is such a common teleport spot, but this is also like pretty effective, because if you manage to get up here, it's really good because you can kill people on sight, right? You can do this. You can hold for the CT. You can hold for CT rotate, stuff like that. If you're attacking B, the most common spot I think I see is probably like elbow. I think I see people teleport like right here.
My ultimate is ready.
They like to teleport into like this angle, and they could push out elbow, or they could just kind of like push out CT. You can use Omen ulti to teleport to go inside the portal. Yes, you can. So this is also something I've seen people do, is that I see on CT side, I see people like take this portal. I see people like teleport into this thing and just kind of wait here, and if you hear footsteps, swing out and do this, and then after you get one kill, you're pretty screwed. But it's kind of like a one and done play. Like I said, you think Omen is mostly about mind games with opponents? I think Omen is only about mind games with opponents. Omen is very mind game heavy. Like if I wanted to throw this smoke out, right? If I threw this smoke out and I really wanted to mind game them hard, If I just teleport in the same exact spot, they might think that I'm in some fucking weird, like, flank or something. What's Omen spooky scale? I think a spooky out of 10. Gun sounds will get annoying to people. Gun sounds only are audible by yourself, if you didn't know that. Okay, but without further ado, that brings an end to our lesson. We're going to transition into the play part. So if you guys want to play with me, I am on the NA servers. My tagline is... I will show you guys my tagline in just a second. When is Reina's live? I actually already did a Reina live. I'm not sure if it's uploaded yet, but I've already done a Reina live. So, if you guys would like to join me in a 5-on-5 in-house, I'm going to be trying to demonstrate some Omen gameplay. My tagline is Orbit Space Rye 0001. If you guys want to join. How do you know if the Q hit? You don't know if it hit or not. There's no audio cue or anything. There's no audio cues knowing that you flashed anybody. It's the same thing as like Breach or Phoenix. Like you don't know for sure if you flash somebody. I just talked about an Omen glitch on my channel. Can you still spam smokes to see through walls? Yes, you can. It's not patched out yet, but I'm not going to cover that because they're going to fix that. Also, you probably shouldn't try to like use like gimmicky strats or like glitches and stuff to kind of abuse. Only Omen good in low elo? No, Omen's good at every elo. It's just that the things that you do as Omen are less effective at higher elos because they're predictable. How do you know if you blind on the person? There's a visual, like their face gets like blurred out if your smoke hits, but you have to actually be peeking them to know. Can you show some one-ways with Omen? I can do my best, yeah. Any schedule for live classes? As far as I'm aware, we do have like... We have one per day for Valorant. Jet over it. Ooh, version mismatch. That's weird. Oh, he's on EU. So, like I said, unfortunately, we are playing on NA. So, if you are on European servers, I cannot play with you, unfortunately. Looks like he's EU as well. How do you play the ultimate if enemies run backside where I am? I can try to show you. Like an example. So I have 5 more slots open. We're playing on NA servers. If anybody wants to join us, real quick. Is the lesson part of the stream going to be uploaded to YouTube after? I'm not sure. They usually upload most of the live classes. Can you teach Raze double jump? I could try to cover Raze in a different video. Yeah, for sure. What is my ID? Orbit Rye 0001. But has everyone been enjoying the game so far? You know, I think the game is finally out of I think it's finally out globally, so I think everyone has access now. Has everyone been enjoying the game so far? Should I main Omen or Raze? Both are actually really, really good. I think both are pretty high skill cap. Because if you know that T1 Brax plays Omen, pretty much only Omen, and he plays it so well. What's my sense in DPI? I play 800 DPI, 0.43 sensitivity. Should I play Reina in higher elo? Yeah, I think there's more effective heroes than Reina at a higher elo, but yeah, I mean, absolutely, go for it. So I play 800 DPI, 0.43, that's my sense. My video settings are just all low. There's nothing really special about it. Literally just everything off. Typical, like, FPS stuff. Sorry, Warzarix, we are on NA, so I can't play with you. Did you customize your tag? If yes, how did you do that? If you Google Riot ID change, it should lead you to the website where you can log in. And on the second, like on the left side, there's like account, and then there's Riot ID. If you hit Riot ID, then you can decide to change it to like a custom thing. But we have 2 more slots if anyone else wants to play with us. Oh, the Omen main? Do you like? He's a CS:GO player called Brax. He's currently signed to SKTT1. Should I use surfer traps in the beginning of the round to see if there are flanks? Yes. Always. I always tell my always at the start of the round. This should be your mantra. If you're attacking as a cypher, run to ace. Like if you're attacking, run to the A side of the map, put a trap down. Run to the B side of the map, put a trap down, and then do whatever you gotta do. Always trap the flank. Always. Sorry, Stormy, we're playing on NA. Unfortunately, I can't play with you. Which duelist is good for high elo? Jet is really, honestly, Jet is really strong. I've been playing against a lot of Jet mains that like op and are really scary. They're really good. We've been seeing a lot of Reyna in competitive play. A lot of teams have been running Reyna, so she's also pretty strong. We see arrays from time to time. Maybe like 20% of the time we see arrays. And usually only on bind or split. Do I think Omen is underrated? Yeah, I do think he's underrated. How would I rank? Oh, by the way, one more spot if anyone wants to play. One more spot. We're playing on NA servers. Patrick Pony, sorry you're on EU. Unfortunately, there is no server crossplay. So I need one more person. How would I put Omen on a tournament tier list? I would put him on the same tier as Brimstone. If not, like maybe a little bit lower than Brimstone, because Brimstone has mollies and his ultimate, which are good for delaying like bomb diffuses or even bomb plants. So like one tier below Brimstone. So if Brim is like an A, I'd probably put Omen at like a B. But aside from that, they're pretty interchangeable, I think. How to play defense as Omen? I'm gonna hope to show you guys how to kind of defend, or how I like to play defense. Thought you were playing on EU and E? No, sorry, we're playing on NA. Would anyone else like to join us for a 5v5? Rate raised 1 to 10? 7? Pretty strong. If anyone is on the NA servers and wants to play with us, my tagline is Orbit space RAI 0001. Oh, there we go. So if you guys didn't get into this game, there will be a second game after this, okay? Should we peek while running or walking? Because I get trapped while walking and peeking in bullets. Situational?
I am the beginning. I am the end.
How can you see TP quicker? You can't. It's a fixed time. You can't go faster or slower. I'm gonna 5-man and we try to make it a high elo when a rank is coming out. Our team comp considers Sage or Cypher, 1 Viper, 1 Reyna, 1 Phoenix, and 1 Sova. Is this a good team comp? You need a smoke. You need to have Brimstone or Omen in there, or you guys are gonna get shut down a lot. Cheats off. What is my sense? 800 DPI, 0.43. I would replace Viper with Brimstone or Omen, and you have a pretty good looking team comp. Feels Viper, man? No, it's not even that. Like, my team runs Viper, but we run Viper with Brimstone. So, for example, on Split, we run Cypher, Sage, Breach, Brimstone, and Viper. That's our team comp on Split.
Think you can keep up? Who am I kidding? You know you can't keep up.
Alrighty, let's get into it. I'm gonna turn the music off for now. What do you normally play for my team? I usually play Brimstone. We've been experimenting with like substituting Omen in instead of Brimstone. Do we know how much the new skins will cost? No clue. They're not gonna be out for like 2 days, I think. They're in the game, but they're not gonna be available for purchase for like 2 days. So here, I think we're gonna hit B. So I'm just gonna go ahead and
Shadows traveling.
smoke CT and this and that. Oh, what was behind me?
Enemy spotted. Message sent.
When I use ultimate, people are always know where I am. How should I fix
One
this?
enemy remaining.
I mean, there's no real way to kind of like fix that because your ulti is pretty audible from like everywhere. You just have to be smart with how to use your ultimate. Like I said, if you just teleport into enemy spawn, you're very predictable.
Last player standing.
Oh, nice
Gotta
try.
love the merry-go-rounds.
Clutch.
I can play if I use VPN. I don't know if you want to play on like 200 ping, brother.
We gotta pick.
Who do I main? I main Brimstone or Sova. Those are my two like most played characters, I think.
You better run, Sova.
So I'm gonna bang some smokes out just so we can get out mid.
Cover going out.
There.
Drop the spike.
I have the spike.
Rest.
So that's the situation where, like I was talking about, you could you can like TP on high ground and do like weird stuff. That's not good. I think we should go B.
Shadows traveling. Shadows traveling. Blinding.
Oh, he's in the by the button.
Down.
Nice.
Enemy down.
30 seconds left.
I had this.
Are you gonna play with new people next game? Yeah, I'm gonna try to get as many people as I can in the next game.
Last player standing.
Why do I play Sova or Brimstone? It's just what my team needs. I play Sova because I think he's like super strong. I feel like Sova's probably one of the strongest agents. Strongest and most like underrated agents, I think. Sova range on arrow is huge. They've also like discreetly buffed them kind of with the what was it? They used his arrows are now only visible if you're in the range of the arrow. So like you don't know if they like he arrowed across the map if you're not standing like inside of the range anymore. So now it's pretty good.
Cover going out.
I am lagging. So I think Omen is actually right here. Oh no, so he went for a TP play, but we were all holding for it. So I'm gonna do something. Oh,
Cover going out.
Our spike's down.
so we got flanked from A. Unlucky. Omen is good for high kills. Yeah, you can try to get high ground a lot, but generally speaking, you just kind of want to play him like anyone else. You don't want to get too crazy.
Nowhere to run!
Last player standing. 30 seconds left. There.
Is Cypher good? Yeah, Cypher's great. How can we use Omen's smoke going down to our advantage? You mean like the height of it or what? I'll see if I can like demonstrate like the height of the Omen smoke thing here. Let me show you. Like if I smoke low and mid.
Shadows traveling.
Enemy spotted.
Oh boy.
Prepare for hellfire!
I wanted to, but I was smoked off and I couldn't really show anything on the eco round. But it's fine. But like if you put that low, I'm pretty sure you can see like their head if you
There.
aim like above, like just above the smoke. You can see people like inside of market.
Last player standing.
As Sova, is it important to learn lineups? Yeah, definitely. You don't have to, but making like learning lineups will definitely make it a lot easier for you. Cause you can do like interesting arrows, like to do like fakes and stuff, and also you can do like really god arrows that just scan like the entire site and stuff. Which Asian is better, Omen or Brimstone? I think they're pretty equal. As far as like who's like better, I think they're pretty equal.
They're not better than me. I got the spike.
Shadows traveling. Annihilated.
So here I have my ultimate. So I think, hey, let's go B. Sova's running through B main. He's right here. Wait, push in. I'll blind him. I'll blind him. Push in.
Blinding.
He should be fully blind. I think he's behind you right now. You check. Oh.
There.
Cover going out.
So I'm gonna save my ulti actually because everyone is alive still.
Last player standing.
On site.
Silence.
One enemy remaining.
3 killed. I have the spike. Watch them run.
So that's a situation where I can TP.
Spike planted.
I know that there might be a tripwire here. Yep. So yay.
That was fun.
So that's a situation where using Omen ulti is probably good because I know that there are people like they're probably all like towards the B side, right? And if I have the bomb, if I decide to just take the bomb, if you didn't know this, by the way, if you're ulting as Omen, you take the bomb with you. So I could literally just ulti across the map with the bomb in like a 1v whatever situation. I can buy you Jet if you want to request.
I must endure.
Need it. Thanks.
Who should I main in competitive? Omen, Reyna, Sova. I like high kills. I think a good Sova is irreplaceable.
Cover going out.
Enemy spotted.
Die. Shadows traveling.
Uh-oh.
Sobo's on.
Oh boy.
Last player standing.
Shadows traveling.
Bad smoke. Bad smoke, bad smoke.
Spike planted.
Okay. Is Silver good for high kills? Yeah, definitely. What gun does he have? Just joined. I like using the Vandal.
Cypher. Does it scare you?
Drive-by Gatling gun? Yeah, very scary. But like, you always want to kind of smoke off space that you're gonna take. So depending on where I'm gonna go, I'll like throw a bunch of smokes up and try to get tricky with it.
Time to take this hill.
Like if I've been smoking mid every rounds. Also, I noticed that their Cypher is pushing A like a lot, so I might like hold for a little bit and see what's up. Like maybe right now? Nope. So Brimstone smoked this off this time. That doesn't mean that he's not gonna push it.
Is dead.
Oh boy. Oh, it's a mistake.
Pitiful. Cover going out. Okay, is dead.
Guy.
So let's smoke out market here.
Stealing sight. I have the spike.
So I had a feeling he was like somewhere around there. So I just went for the blind. And you can see that when I peeked out, he did have
Cover going out.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Oh, I had 3 bullets. I didn't want to reload, but I tried. Are you signing for an esports team? I think I might try to. I'm playing with a pretty strong squad right now, and we're looking for options. Finally have enough for 1 prime skin. Which one should I get? Personally, I think the Vandal. I think the Vandal is super awesome. Who's better in competitive? Omen, Sova? Like I said, it's really hard to say who's better for what because every agent has a different role to fill. Oh, somebody asked me if somebody asked me to how do you know if you blinded somebody? If you're playing at lower elos, usually if you manage to land your blind, they're gonna start spraying randomly. So I like as soon as the Ova started shooting, I kind of knew that I hit him.
Can you smoke off heavy?
Yes, sir.
Shadows traveling. Shadows traveling.
Enemy spotted. Prepare for hellfire.
You were a mistake.
Taken down.
One enemy remaining.
Nowhere to run!
Still just human.
So, the cool thing about the smokes that you do, so
Can someone get this?
if you smoke heaven, right? If I were to smoke heaven, like,
Can
oh,
someone
I'm getting
get
range. If I smoke heaven, the bottom of the smoke goes through the platform, right? So, if I decide to teleport into it, I do have some kind of cover. If you hit the right spot, which is what I did, so I think I managed to get away unscathed. And also, there was a lot of sound cues, so the sage probably didn't hear me teleport right behind them. Should I always ult into a smoke if I'm audible to the enemy? Not always. I usually just want to take advantage of the chaos of like your entire team running at them. Oh. What the?
Wait, what now? How did Sage die?
I have no idea.
She died of fall damage. So like what?
Enemy spotted.
Do skins reload faster? No, skins don't give you any kind of advantage at all. So what I could have done better there was smoke off mid and take that cat fight. I should have smoked off mid because if I peek the
Last
cat
player
angle, which I
standing.
got the kill for anyway, I'm exposed to 2 angles, which is bad for me. I think they're both on your left.
Okay. But what happened to our Sage though?
I have
Still
no
so
idea.
confused.
Do I think that Omen is an RNG agent? RNG? No. Like it's not really RNG if you're smart about it. Like you can like kind of like calculate the plays that you're gonna make and the percentage chance of success. It's
Solid
not really
question.
random.
When would you recommend using the new type of smokes and then versus the old type of smokes from the beta?
It's really just personal preference, I think. There's really no benefit or downside to either. I think if anything, you could just be a little more accurate with your with the new smokes.
Hot shot.
I'm not peeking that.
So I'm gonna go through mid.
Silver's drone is coming in from behind.
Impossible.
Nice.
On top of the wall.
So always smoke off wherever you're gonna go.
I know exactly.
One enemy remaining.
My friend says it's easier to see a skin bullet than a normal bullet. Is that true? The visuals are only visible to yourself.
30 seconds left.
So if you have like the skin that turns your gun into a Star Wars,
No charges.
it's only visible and audible to yourself. What would you pick for solo ranking? Do I fill up? I mean, if you're playing ranked, that's kind of just the way that things are. You usually end up having to like fill whatever role needs to be filled. But I think that having like, if you play a really good Brimstone, there's like it's pretty hard for you to carry a game completely. But it enables
No
your team
charges
pretty
here.
hard because at the end of the day, it still is a team game. You can't 1v5 every single round,
I
right?
got your backs. Just, you know.
That's just not like
fun.
it's not possible. So if you play like a really good Omen or Brimstone, there's you can help enable your team a lot. Or if you play a Sova, and you know like good arrows, which is what I did, like I just know a lot of like insane arrows that just gives my team free kills. I actually think that playing fraggers, like playing jet and stuff, is probably not the easiest way to. Probably not the easiest way to rank up. Ouch. Sage, can I get a heal?
For you.
Thank you. I think he's in the smoke. At the very least, very close.
Just on catwalk.
Hush. Here.
Out of here.
There.
Enemy
Clear
spotted.
one in market. There's one behind us on top mid.
One enemy remaining.
Stealing sight.
He's gonna ace us with the Odin.
I thought I heard him nearby. Oh. Get his ass, Sage.
Long.
History has already forgotten you.
Last round before the switch.
We lose everything after this.
Girls.
We all have ult. That's right.
Okay, so let me see if I can give you guys a good example of how to like use
Also, watch out for
ultimate
Brimstone and Omen. One more.
in a situation like this where we want to take B. Let's take B. I'm gonna like ult into the backside.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my ult to get picks on.
Cover going out. Cover going out.
Watch out, run. Or you can grab it.
Look behind you.
Omen's hit.
Fool.
Good shot.
Last player standing.
Why does the Odin feel so strong? It does a lot of damage and it has a really high rate of fire, so it's
Switching
definitely really
sides.
strong.
Block it out, Omen.
It's a good gun. Like people tend to think it's like a troll gun or something, but it's actually really strong. Do I have any good examples on how to use Cypher's Q and camera? Really hard to explain verbally without actually like showing you. So let's try to see if we can get cheeky. Cheeky and A.
I am not just a shadow. Shadows traveling. Blinding.
They're mid.
Unimportant. Annihilated.
Spike planted.
Oh, it's A. What the hell?
Wait, that was it, right?
Oh yeah.
So I know that Cypher's close. I'm gonna smoke this out.
Shadows traveling.
Last player standing.
Is it faster to teleport than to run forward
The
with Omen?
facts will be towards at least one of us.
I guess it'll save you like a few seconds. Although, I don't know. I mean, purely from a speed standpoint, like just from speed, I think yes, it will be faster. This guy Stewie every smoke, yeah, dude. I'm telling you, man, we live in a day and age where
Cover going out.
doing a stew. Oh, I'm dead.
Cover going out.
So I want to smoke to like support my teammates, make sure they don't get run over, which I think will happen anyway. But like I can try my best to help. Omen TP'd into the left.
Omen.
I'm gonna blind him.
Up to A garage.
Blinding.
I know for a fact he's giga blind right now and probably right here. Nope. I don't know.
Healing
Okay, I have no idea where he is.
Shadows traveling.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Go.
Sage is hit 90.
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted.
Last player standing.
I'm sorry. I baited him. Oh Lord.
Shadows traveling.
How do you bunny hop? You can
Let's get these idiots.
like the easiest
Yeah.
way is to bind your jump to scroll wheel. So I have mine up to scroll wheel up, and I just spam scroll every time I'm about to hit the ground. It's not very effective in this game. It's like you don't gain any speed from bunny hopping. It's more just kind of like a fun thing, or like a habit kind of thing.
There.
Can we get a smoke there, please?
Cover going out. Cover going out.
Brandon's going crazy with it. You know when or if Valorant will be on console? I heard that there was some talk about them trying to port Valorant onto console. I don't know if that's ever going to be a thing or when it's going to be a thing. I have no clue, brother. Oh boy.
Removed.
Spike planted.
Stealing sight.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Oh no, I whooped out my smoke.
We got this.
So that's just unfortunate timing. But like, you see how I knew there was a guy there, so I threw a flash. I threw a near sight at him, which covers the whole entire thing, and I swung and killed him for free, basically. Like, if you can use audio cues or just whatever information you have to like kind of figure out where the hell people are, and to blind them and get aggressive, definitely a super strong play. So I'm gonna try to dissuade them mid here.
Shadows traveling.
A. All A.
Cover
Oh,
going out. Stealing sight.
What the hell? What is this wall?
Disappear.
That's unfortunate.
Brimstone has hit a lot.
Spike planted.
Nowhere to run!
Last player standing.
I know exactly where you are.
Ooh, that's a great blind. So if you know where people are and then you decide to blind, it's like, it's so smart.
Match point.
It gives you such a big advantage by using your blind. So that was a scary situation. I'm pretty sure there's not much else we could do about that because we're all bum rushing A. A lot of people go TQ/def against Omen players. I don't know. Sometimes there's just too much stuff going on. If there's people like shooting at you and throwing smokes and stuff, sometimes it's hard to hear like an Omen TP or whatever going down.
Cover going out.
Wait, actually, I'm just curious if this spot still exists. No, I think they patched it.
Shadows traveling. Watch them run.
So here I'm gonna ulti to help my teammate. Oh no, there was someone else to my left.
You will not kill my allies.
But that's a situation that there's probably nobody on A because Arena had a lot of information and stuff.
One enemy remaining.
I wanted to TP to site to help. So like that's like fast rotation is over.
Last player
Playing on
standing.
CT side at least.
30 seconds left.
Like fast rotation to help. Oh, 1v1 situation. Oh, what a clutch. Well played, my friend. Do you think Reyna is OP? No, I do not. I think Reyna is pretty balanced.
If she was aiming at me there, I wouldn't have done nothing.
You just
I'm happy she walked out.
you just can't have a how do I put it? She's pretty easily counterable at higher elos.
Shadows traveling.
Some here,
Okay.
at least 2 or 3.
Cover going out.
Okay. Nice.
Spike planted.
It's winnable. When should you tap and when should you spray? There's multiple enemies you want to tap. If it's a 1v1, you can try to spray because the faster time to kill is going away.
I just tried GG's.
GG's,
Attackers
boys.
win.
Is it a good idea to teleport on top of double boxes to get a different angle? Is that a waste of a teleport? No, it's a good strat, but you just have to be aware that when you teleport, there could be somebody like already at that angle predicting you. And it's also really dangerous because if you do decide to TP in an open angle, then you're exposed to more angles. So if you're in like a 1v1, then you can go for this weird like cheeky off angle on top of a box, right? Do you find yourself using Omen's ult for more offensive or defensive reasons? Usually more defensive. I like to be a little more reactive with my Omen ultis. But if you're attacking, you can always choose to get pretty aggressive with it. So we're gonna do a second game real quick. We're gonna try to fill it with different people, but like the same people can still join. So I'm gonna see if we can get a new crew of people in here. See if Akshay wants to play. He's already in a custom. Radial Juggernaut, Justin Mon, Doom Killer. Doom Killer's in an unrated game. See if Drac wants to play. Ribal. Nacho Quattro. I like that name. Nacho Quattro. There we go. Just invited a whole bunch of people. Hailstorm. What's the best agent for a COD player? That is a really good question. I have no idea. The best agent for a COD player.
I am the beginning. I am the end.
Probably. I don't know. There's no like best hero I think for a COD player. Maybe Raze because there's like grenades and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea.
Who will they cry for once they know they're going to die?
What about a TF2 player? I guess it depends on who you played on TF2. Like, do you play like who's your character? If you played like I forget his name. If you play the really fast guy with the bat, I can't remember his name. What is it? Jesus Christ! I never played TF2. If you play like Spy, you might like Cypher. If you play that guy with the bat that goes really fast, you probably like Jet. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Okay, so let's see if we can work towards B. So it looks like we're all stacking towards Hookah, which is fine. We could just... Oh, somebody's long.
Cover going out.
Here.
There's one more.
Shadows traveling.
I'm gonna blind Hookah.
Here.
Blinding.
He's blind, he's blind. Go, go, go. He's blind.
Fires out.
Enemy spotted. Here.
Ooh!
Last player standing.
You disappoint me.
Reyna
Golden
plays.
Seer.
Can you show your crosshair? I think I have like 1522 or something. Here. 1522 off. And the crosshair color is pretty much your it's your preference. I need a healer to my team and I don't want to play Sage and my friend too. What should I do? Sometimes you just gotta take the L. Sometimes you have to play Sage.
Spikes here.
You're not always gonna get the character you want to play,
Got the spike.
especially in like a rank setting. So if I were Omen, I'd either be playing in the smoke or close left. So I'm gonna blind. Oh. Not here.
Enemy spotted.
Our spike carrier is killed.
Can I get a heal?
Train harder. I have the
Shadows
spike.
traveling.
Sage, may I please get a heal?
Healing you.
Enemy spotted.
Short.
Oh God!
Standing.
Enemy down.
I was trying to position it to get behind, like inside of the triple box, and
I will
see that he wasn't
quench
looking
your
at me.
flame.
But like, that's a situation where like we're in an eco round and it doesn't really matter. I was just going for like a cheeky play, try to get like one kill, take a gun out of their hand. He was just looking at me, dude. That was so scary. New collection is fire, dude. The new Ghost looks really cool.
Enemy spotted.
Unimportant.
Not today. Not today.
You're a mistake. Shadows traveling.
We have B.
We cleared it out.
Oh god! We don't have B.
Here.
Smoke's down.
I noticed that when you peek an angle, you peek it too aggro, exposing yourself to multiple enemies. Clearing out angles one by one could prevent some deaths of yours. No, I'm aware. I tend to Whoa, that came from bathrooms? Yeah, it did. I wide peek a lot just because I know that there's not that
One
many
enemy
people
remaining.
there.
Got it.
Last player standing.
Oh, what a clutch by Jet! What a round. It's what do you call it? It's like I wide swing because I know there's only breach long, or else someone else would have peeked if he was there. And I swing wide sight because I'm ready to take like any aim duel.
Hard to get. All right.
If I was playing in a competitive setting, I would have cleared angles one by one, but we're just kind of pubbing right now. I'm doing great. How are you, Duper? So Rival's a rich boy. He's probably gonna have an op, which means that's a little scary, and he's probably gonna be long. So let's just check if I'm right. He's been scouting, so he's probably gonna be opping this corner. So I'm just gonna blind it preemptively. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Last player standing.
So I was expecting him behind us, but I was more focused on the raise that was potentially going to push long. That was terrifying. Change your thumbnail? I'm not in control of that. What's the best way to practice aim in Valorant?
We are Valorant. We are fighters.
Try to practice good habits, like pre-aiming at like head level. Like whenever you walk around, try to make sure your crosshair is always around like head level, just to minimize the amount of adjustments you have to do. What else? You can try to. I personally don't really use aim training software, but like it's definitely good practice if you do it like 30 minutes a day or something. Just for practice and for warm up, if anything.
Drop the spike.
Oh god.
Last player standing.
Software to train. Aim Labs, Kovacs, those are all like good softwares. Those are the only two softwares I'm aware of. I've been trying to use Aim Labs. I don't mind it. And I like Kovacs, but I haven't been on in a while. I think Aim Labs is I think I prefer Aim Labs a little bit. It's a little more up to date, I feels like, than Kovacs specifically.
Don't get cozy.
So I might go for like an aggressive Omen play here, because their Phoenix is probably gonna flash and push through hookah, because he's been doing it like every round. Oh, that's not Phoenix.
Enemy spotted.
I missed my repeat. CSGO has some great workshop maps to help practice aiming techniques. It does, yeah. I definitely have spent a lot of time on like CSGO custom maps, for sure.
Breach his backside.
I'm hide from this channel, or you are ignored. I'm not sure what you mean, Duper. I know you can't give any specific answers to this question, but how thick does the skill-based matchmaking feel in this game? How thick? I don't follow.
Last player standing.
Blurring their vision.
CS:GO definitely has some good maps. Have you played CS:GO competitively? Yeah,
30
I
seconds
played
left.
EACA. I played like EACA leagues and stuff. Finally, you read my message. I read your first message when you asked me how I was doing, but I guess you didn't hear me.
How's that for a plan?
Okay, so they're getting aggressive, so I think I'm gonna smoke just to kind of dissuade their aggression. Although they're probably still gonna do something.
Cover going out.
Nope, 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 nope. Jesus Christ.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Ulti through TP. So this is a good time to maybe...
Watch them run.
Oh no, I got a lag spike.
Barrier created.
Does the skill-based matchmaking feel strong? Like it does too much?
Your duty is
Does it
not
get all the
over.
noobs together? I don't really know how I feel about SBMM. It's like not terrible, but it's really not that great either.
Last player standing.
I know it's pretty messed up for like normal matches. For like unrated matches, it's pretty messed up. But for what do you call it? Ranked? I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like SBMM in a lot of games kind of just like is meh, because like if I want to play like a high rated game, I'll play ranked. If I want to just kind of chill and casually like have fun, I'll play unrated. But there's some kind of like desync with your unrated games too. Like sometimes I get like really good unrated games, and other times I'll get like really hard ones.
Specs
I don't
here.
understand. It doesn't let me
We survive.
walk. Can someone explain why? Do you have toggle to walk? I know that they busted something in the
I
game.
need this.
They broke something in the game where you can't toggle to walk anymore. So if that was your setting for walking, then that's probably why. Or that could be why.
Shadows traveling. Drop the spike. Stealing sight. And rest.
I have a team.
Oh god.
Trick shots.
Barrier created.
Where is everyone hiding?
You have toggle? Almost everyone uses toggle? That is false. Almost everyone uses hold.
Last player standing.
Most people use hold to walk.
You fought well.
One enemy
Nice.
remaining.
Oh, nice try, man.
Look at me. I know that I am by your side.
Let's see. Sorry about this, guys. I'm just checking something real quick. There we go. All right, let's see. Let's try to get some rounds. It's hopping bad, so I'm gonna just go ahead and send it off. Oh boy. Oh no, they flanked us as well.
Someone.
Get out of my way.
Game crash? No, sorry, I was alt tabbed.
Last player
Turn on
standing.
cheats? No, I think I have cheats off.
Together, we will bury them under their transgressions.
So they like to get aggressive. I'm gonna see if we can smoke this off and kind of like make them not push through this, so we can actually take some space.
Cover going out.
He's on the other side of the box.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Annihilated. Stealing sight. My ultimate is not ready.
I think I want to go B here, but
Spike planted.
I see
Shadows traveling.
Fire in the hole!
oh god,
One enemy remaining.
3 killed.
my heart. Ooh. Do you use scroll wheel to pony hop? Yeah, I use scroll wheel. I bind it to scroll wheel up. That's just what I personally do.
Silence. Scatter.
Oh, nice, he's dead.
Here.
Oh god.
I see someone.
Oh, this is very awkward.
Gunner.
Last player standing.
Will there be any more games after this one? No. So after this one, we're gonna run out of time for today, unfortunately.
30 seconds left.
Did he disconnect? What happened? Oh no! I think Cuckoo's game crashed again. Hey, he's back.
Last round in the half.
Don't be cheap. Spend it all before it's gone.
Unlucky game. Hey man, you win some, you lose some. What are downsides to Omen? You really don't have much utility to stop a push. So like, you see, if they're getting like super aggressive, there's just really not that much you can do
Can someone get this?
as Omen. Like if I were to play Breach, I would have an easier time at like
We go!
stunning their push and like flashing them out and stuff. But like as Omen, you kind of just have to
Cover going out.
take duels and stuff whenever they do.
Heavy spike.
Okay, that's just really unfortunate.
She went on site.
Oh, I bodied him. Oh, that's unlucky. Very unfortunate.
30 seconds left.
My eyes are better than yours.
Should have aimed just a little bit higher. Is it better to give the spike to an aggressive player or a more defensive player? Defensive. Because if you give the spike to an aggressive player and he dies, then the round is lost. Because the spike's going to be in some weird spot. It's better to have it defensive and have your aggressive players like take the site. And if you have the site, then you plant it safe. What mouse and mousepad do I have? I have some like GL tech. I have like a super wide mousepad from Amazon, and then I have a Final Mouse Air 48 as my mouse. So I want to look to get aggressive here, I think. Did I buy all the skins? No, not even close.
Blinding.
Very awkward. Oh, Jesus.
Spike planted. Player standing.
Nice try.
Match point.
Look for my shadows, they will hide you.
So I wonder if there's anything weird I could do. I know there's like one ways and stuff. So let's try to show you guys a one way. If I smoke on top of this box, it'll like kind of fall down and I can see their feet kind of thing.
Cover going out.
So this is like kind of a one way. If they decide to come short.
I see someone.
Looks like they have B again, so we're just gonna go ahead and rotate and hope for the best. Nice. Good kill. Jet sounds like she's short A though. But the bomb is on B.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Ooh, push the smoke. Nearly gave me a heart attack. Ooh.
Attackers win.
All right. GG's. All right, well, that's gonna conclude our class for today. We got destroyed. Yeah, it happens though. You know, it happens. These things happen. It was a good game though. Are you really use shield and classic on pistol round? I usually like to buy a ghost because I think it's the better gun. But GG's today, boys. Hope you guys learned a little bit about Omen and how to kind of like use his abilities. Like I said, you want to use like smokes to kind of, just as like a recap, right? You want to use the smokes to take space. You can smoke off mid and stuff and like get out of mid, or you want to smoke choke points where people can come out of. So if I'm pushing B side, I'll smoke like the entrance from CT or something like that. And use your blinds. If you know where somebody is, you can use your blind aggressively and decide to peek them, because your blind is buffed. It covers so much space. It's actually insane. And then ultimates, you generally want to ultimate when you know where people are. You can ultimate aggressively to get behind enemy lines, but it's very risky because you're going to end up having to fight multiple people that know where you are. So generally speaking, I think you want to use your ultimate a little more defensively, I would say personally, because when you use aggressive ultimates, you tend to just kind of die for free unless you find like a really good opportunity. But you want to keep in mind that you want to be like mind gaming, and you don't want to play around your smokes too much, because every Omen plays around their smokes. They always walk through their smokes, so it's always very predictable. So if you just throw a smoke down and make the threat that you could potentially walk through it, that's creating a lot of pressure on the map, right? So be smart, stay safe. Hope you guys improve with Omen. I know a few guys have been asking for this guide. Some of the games today didn't go that well, but it's fine. Hope I got the point across still. Thank you very much. That concludes our lesson for today. Catch you guys next time. Have a good day, guys.